So your eyes are closed and your hands are in your lap. And you're starting to notice a stillness come over your being. You're starting to notice that you've done this before. And that shutting your eyes and sitting in this position and starting to regulate your breathing not only calms your parasympathetic system, but it's an inward call to go deeper. This breathing, this practice is about finding yourself, your soul. It's about identification with pure consciousness. And that's a migration. That's a relocation of attention and awareness. It happens gradually over time. So as you sit here in this lap of love and care and appreciation that we're experiencing together, just let everything slow down. The breath, the thoughts, the heart rate. You're in a safe place. Nothing is expected of you. You're here for growth. You're here to take care of yourself. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Let your chest swell up and let your body be moved upward. Straightening of the spine that comes from an in-breath and filling the whole lungs with air. You feel your posture come up and straighten, your chest pop out. And then release the breath out of the mouth. This with a sense of relaxation, with a sense of release and openness. And again, bring a breath in through your nose. Nice and slow, letting it gradually fill your body. Again, your posture straightens. You come up out of your hips just a little bit and your shoulders gently fall back. Awareness of the breath filling your body. And then release the breath. And the awareness turns to a sense of relaxation and release and peace. And breathe in through your nose, bringing breath in, opening awareness on Shakti or prana, energy, filling the body, awakening, enlivening, strengthening, and then you release the breath. And it's a release. It's how we feel when we let go. It's that sense of relaxation around stuck energy, a cleansing, and bring the breath in again through the nose. This bringing in the beautiful energy, life force of air. And its purpose is to cleanse, to give a sense of disruption to the old stuck ways that we often habitually find ourselves in. And then release the breath with a sense of cleansing and letting go of all that old stuff. Bring in the breath. Just feel that sense of deep relaxation, finding your power. That as you allow your posture to be lifted and your spine coming out of your hips and your shoulders rolling back, you're tapping into a sense of power, of awareness, a sense of self. And as you release the breath out of the mouth, it's again a sense of relaxation, of opening, of allowing the blockages to be lifted, to be released. So this pattern of breathing is becoming an act of letting go, an inherent, permanent act of letting go. This conceptualization of your breath as a primary practice of opening, bringing in energy, letting the clutter of accumulated blockages be recognized, shaken up, and then released. That's the power of breath. So fall into a rhythm that suits you, that works for you. Fall into a rhythm. So this week we're talking more about awareness. And as you continue to breathe, notice your awareness. Notice what you're noticing. And perhaps you're tuned into my voice now, but there's a piece of your awareness that's focused on the breath coming in, going out. But just sink into that state of awareness, of noticing, being present with what's going on in the physical sense in your body, breathing, the emotional sense, what's going on in your heart and your mind. And let there be a connection between the rhythm of the breath and the power of this awareness. To keep the breath moving and that sense of continually checking in with your heart state, your mind state. Just relax deeply into this awareness. Just keep noticing what's going on. So as you continue to breathe, you'll notice that your attention and awareness of breath helps to create a rhythm, a consciousness around the breathing, an intention. And just ride that a little more. Relaxing into this state, relaxing into this awareness, building this relationship with your breath. You're creating a habit of centeredness. Your awareness, just the simple act of being aware, is becoming part of your transmutation process. That sense that you can take disturbed energy and convert it into positive energy by giving it space. And awareness, this very awareness that you're working with right now, is the core skill of the deepening of your path, your walk, your life. So quite simply, your awareness is tuned into the breath and its rhythm. Your awareness is tuned into the sense of calmness inside. And even if there's some awareness of thoughts that are disturbed or unhappy, whatever, thoughts do everything. Those thoughts have a little bit of distance, that the you-ness of who you are, is sitting more closely to simple awareness and simple breath. That the seat of your being, your soul, is closer to consciousness than it is to the distractions of the world, distractions of old traumas and samskaras, distractions like anxiety, doubt, and fear. When you're seated deeply in the self, when you're resting in this awareness, you have a relationship with your awareness. You're aware of being aware. And that is awakening. And that awakening, that space that you feel as you're aware, is what helps to recognize things like anxiety, doubt, and fear. You recognize them. You are aware of them. You're aware that your heart is cleansing and emitting emotions. You're aware. You're aware of your mind creating thoughts. Sometimes wacky, crazy thoughts, fearful thoughts, anxiety. But the space of awareness lets them just be thoughts. This awakening that you are going through simply gives you space between the part of you that is awareness and the part of you that is experiencing the stuff of the mind, thoughts, thinking. You are the subject. You are the I, this sense of who you are that's never changed since you were barely able to understand the world that you're in till the day you die. From that vantage point, that sense of identification with consciousness, that space, that sense of awareness grows. And that space, that awareness, is where you get to pick who you want to be, how you want to respond. It's the space at which you become gentle with yourself. You become able to be okay with no matter what is going on with the mind. That space is about re-identifying with consciousness instead of the external world. And the world is real. There's things happening out there that require strength and power, courage, commitment. You're out there living a full life. You are doing all the things. You're enjoying the challenge of life. But at the same time, the truth of who you are is conscious awareness. So that awareness of the inner roommate, the voice inside your head, watching it from this place of awareness, but not judging. Lets you be patient. Lets you be okay with whatever comes up. Whatever life brings you, whatever emanates from your heart, your mind. The truth of who you are is comfortable in all these situations. In spite of the discomfort, what life puts in front of us, what happens when we cleanse, we open, when our heart cracks, and all of the pain comes out. We have conscious awareness to celebrate that, to open, to once again fall back on the breath, fall back on the release, and let all of that pain go. This is awareness, this sense of distance between your consciousness, your awareness, and all that is going on in the world. This awareness, your awareness, reminds you of who you really are and what you're doing and why. So let's go back to the breath. Feel the breath coming in, noticing the way your lungs feel as they open and expand. Notice the way your spine feels rising up out of the hips. Notice the way it feels to just relax around that holding and release and open and let the breath escape. This awareness becomes a constant prayer. Every breath is a representation of you going to your higher power. It represents awareness of the truth of who you are. Cultivate this awareness. When disturbances come, they will become far more manageable by just having this awareness of breath. When anxiety rises, tension, fear, when relationships get funky, just fall back to the breath and notice how these painful situations make you feel. Have an awareness of that sense of energy that comes around these difficult moments in life. And use the awareness to be okay at your depth, at your core, at the level of consciousness, the level that nothing can hurt, harm, part of you that is really the you. And then with that awareness, You can experience the difficulties of life and make them just a little bit better every time you face them. And that facing, that awareness is being used to understand, to see the emotions, to see the energy, as opposed to wishing that it would leave and shoving it away. This is what it is to be in the world but not of it. To find this beautiful space between shoving pain away and getting lost in it. There's a middle ground where you give anxiety and fear a space to talk, but you're hearing it from the point of awareness and not getting lost in what anxiety and fear and pain are telling you. The depth of your consciousness will console the part of you that's freaked out and afraid. And just by starting to breathe and remembering to breathe with intention will change your whole life. The conscious awareness that it takes to remember to breathe will grow. And that sense of space and safety, self-awareness, self-regulation comes with every breath. And it's a gradual process, but it's a lifestyle. It's who you are. This is what it is. You're building a habit, not just to solve a problem or to solve a pain, but you're building a practice of you being you. So breath and awareness, breath and awareness. Have a beautiful day. Stay aware. Think of what you would like to let go of in your being from the standpoint of understanding it, of building a relationship. And we'll talk about that on Friday at this same link at noon Eastern. Thank you so much for coming. Have a beautiful day.